Freemasonry in the sport of MMA is nothing new. This occult secret society has infiltrated the UFC as far back as Pat Miletich and Ryan Jimmo, and your favorite fighters like Khamzat Chimaev openly practice Masonry. But did you also know Alex Pereira has a Masonic handler? How did I find this out?
I'm glad you asked.
Plinio Cruz, the head coach of Cruz MMA, is not only the head trainer of Alex Pereira, he's also his close friend and quite often his translator. And Plinio Cruz is a self-admitted Mason. There are people who will dismiss the open Masonic symbolism on display on the walls of Cruz MMA. His gym logo is literally the sextant, the Masonic sextant, but you don't need to create your own theories. Plinio Cruz is hiding nothing. All you need to do is go back on his Instagram page, and there are pictures of him in Masonic lodges where real Masonic symbolism is on display. He's a avowed, self-admitted Mason, and he is Alex Pereira's handler. So one thing that you will notice about Masons, they don't care what type of religion or faith they draw spiritual power from. And note these captions from Plinio Cruz's Instagram when he is doing essentially demon worship in Asia. He's worshiping demonic statues like Buddha. And then he's also doing like Samoan, Polynesian tattoo rituals. And this is a sacred ritual, so it's even strange that these chiefs or whoever there would allow him to do that. He has occult knowledge. That's why they allowed him to do it. And I just want you to contrast this with Plinio Cruz standing in front of the Christ the Redeemer statue, not praying, not saying anything about Jesus, not saying anything about spiritually recharging, with a fatality shirt on. So there is quite a lot of debate, obviously, about Alex Pereira's religion. He's one of the most popular guys in the sport at the moment. And, you know, there are clips of him taking the Sharia and allegedly converting to Islam. There are pictures of him praying with, like, Glover Teixeira in evangelist Christian prayers. There are, obviously, clips of him doing shamanic rituals in the jungle.
I find it annoying that he will not grow. He insists upon clinging to these ancient beliefs. He is not godly and never shall be.
Muhammadan, Muhammad, Rasulu, Allah, Allah.
You do not see my God as your God.
You are a sinner and a heathen, and I have lost my patience with you.
The day of reckoning will come.
Plinio Cruz is often the man who is tasked with translating Alex Pereira's responses to this. And if you noticed in the build-up to UFC 303, he deliberately mistranslated the questions about magic to Alex and then back to the crowd. And it took Fabio, or whatever his name is, the goated Portuguese-Spanish translator with the blonde hair, to actually press the question at face-offs when Plinio wasn't there.
No magic, sem mágica, meu camarada. Sem magia, sem magia.
Sempre, sem magia.
And you will also notice that Plinio came on the MMA Hour and seemed to imply that Alex Pereira was Muslim.
But Alex is a man of God, bro. Whatever you want to call God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Maya's Koba, the sun is just one, and Alex is a man of God. Whatever you want to call God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Maya's Koba, the sun is just one, and Alex is a man of God.
Plinio is also not a trustworthy source. He's a Mason. It's in his job description to mislead people, especially about the guy he's handling. He is a Masonic handler for Alex Pereira. I wouldn't go so far as to say Alex Pereira is necessarily a Mason, but he is a actor for them. And this spiritual stuff is no coincidence, guys. It is not at all, especially when you have a guy like Plinio Cruz openly posting pictures of him at the Grand Irish Masonic Lodge and talking about spiritual recharging in front of Buddha statues, and then gaslighting fans into thinking Alex Pereira is a Muslim. I thought I just had to bring some attention to this because I do see people in comment sections on YouTube and other sites dismissing out of hand that Alex Pereira and his coach are affiliated with the Masons, when all it takes you is a 5-minute Instagram search, do your own research, and you can find Plinio Cruz admitting that. Or hey, don't do your own research, watch my video.
What kind of people are these Freemasons? Who operate in secret? What sort of knowledge do they take into their lodges? And why is the outside world kept in the dark about the organization? A hidden parallel world exists in our midst, one with its own special symbols and strange rituals.
Alex Pereira is not the man you think he is. He is not a Christian, he is not a Muslim, and he is not even an indigenous shaman. He is a Luciferian, just like every other Freemason. And yes, Alex Pereira is a Freemason. So, how did I discover this shocking news?
I'm glad you asked.
I recently exposed Alex Pereira's head coach and translator Plinio Cruz as a high-ranking Scottish Rite Freemason. You don't necessarily need to watch that video, but I'll include a link in the description below. Let's just briefly overview the undeniable evidence that Plinio Cruz, Alex Pereira's coach, is a Freemason. These are Instagram photos from Plinio Cruz's own Instagram page. You can read the captions and look at the images yourself. He is sitting in the Grand Lodge of Ireland on a white checkerboard floor with captions saying "What an honor" and standing out front of the building, all sorts of stuff. So you can make of that what you will. He's not on a tourist trip to the Grand Lodge of Ireland. He got invited there and was given permission to take photos from their sacred rooms. And if you don't know what the white checkerboard floor represents, the Masons derive it from the Temple of Solomon, but that is further derived from ancient Egyptian Hermeticism. Black and white checkerboard floors were ubiquitous in ancient Egyptian temples because they represented the duality of life and man. So good and evil, life and death, as above, so below. Masons will literally stand on a black and white checkerboard floor like Plinio Cruz and repeat phrases like "as above, so below," and then tell you there is no occult or esoteric significance to what they are doing. So, Plinio Cruz, undeniably a Mason and likely a high-ranking Scottish Rite Mason, due to being invited to the Grand Masonic Lodge of Ireland.
I'm trying to read it. Okay.
There's too many diamonds.
Yeah, that's too bright. That's too bright.
Well, anyway.
Oh, Mason, are you a Mason? Of course I am.
Okay.
There are 3 symbols we are going to be focused on, funnily enough, in this video to prove Alex Pereira is a Freemason. These are the number 3/33, the pyramid, or the all-seeing eye, the eye of providence, and the checkerboard, the black and white checkerboard. All of these symbols hold extreme significance in Hermeticism. The Masons is a Hermetic mystery cult that traces its roots back to ancient Egypt. A Mason can scream and holler all day long that the symbols they use hold no significance when they obviously do. So let's take a look at Alex Pereira's custom shorts. Do you notice anything significant on them? Yes, 3 triangles on each leg, and then a triangle centered above his manhood with an eye. Triangles are like the number 1 Masonic symbol because they represent the eye, and they also represent ancient Egypt and the pyramid. And Masons trace a lot of their esoteric knowledge to ancient Egypt and Hermeticism, Hermetic teachings, which are all focused on magic and spirit channeling. Who is known for spirit channeling? Alex Pereira. So I think the symbolism on the shorts is undeniable. You can't turn a blind eye, no pun intended, to what is in front of your face. He got to choose custom shorts, and he chose to load it with Masonic symbolism. We can also see explicit Masonic symbolism in the gym logo of Plinio Cruz's gym, where it's the square and compass, the Masonic square and compass. This is explicit Masonic symbolism, so it's not like a triangle for a pyramid or an eye. It is pretty much exclusive to the Masons. It's obvious, but you don't even need to do any guesswork. Plinio Cruz openly admits to being a Mason. Let's get into the number 33 now, though. This is very significant because Alex Pereira began his contract negotiations with the UFC at age 33 and signed to the UFC age 34 on the 3rd of September. 3, 9. 9 is 3 times 3, 3 thrice. 3 thrice great. Hermes Trismegistus, Hermes thrice great. Thoth, the great, the great, the great. Thoth thrice great. Masonic esoterica is derived from ancient Egyptian occultism. Hermes and Thoth are the same god. Hermes is the name of a Greek deity that was believed to be the exact same as Thoth. Thrice great Hermes, thrice great Thoth. So 33 is obviously significant to the Masons, as it is to Alex Pereira. We have him signing right after his 33rd birthday on the 3rd day of the 9th month, 3 thrice, right? So many threes there. Then we also have Alex Pereira stepping in short notice against Jamal Hill at UFC 300. And then we have Alex Pereira stepping in short notice for Chandler McGregor at UFC 303. And then he was rewarded with a $303,000 bonus. I am starting to think that the Chandler McGregor fight was never going to happen, and this is all Masonic scripting. It's weird. It's weird. It's weird. Thrice weird. The last example I have to prove that Alex Pereira is, beyond a shadow of a doubt, a Freemason is his claim to believe in one supreme God. And that's textbook Masonic speech, while seemingly not being monotheistic, right? Engaging in all sorts of religious tourism, such as becoming a Muslim, being a Christian, engaging in Buddhist prayers, doing shamanic rituals, all those things which would be antithetical to most religions. You can't just leap around and do all these ceremonies and rituals and then claim to be a monotheist. But to Alex Pereira and other Masons, he is, because they worship Lucifer.
But Alex is a man of God, bro. Whatever you want to call God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Mayas, the sun is just one, and Alex is a man of God. Whatever you want to call God, Allah, Yahweh, Jehovah, the Mayas, the sun is just one, and Alex is a man of God.
They worship the sun. So they worship a supreme being, the supreme architect of the universe. They'll use some different words like that, and they associate with the sun. It's why the blazing sun is one of their symbols as well. And you will notice here in this photo of Alex Pereira, the arrows around his head meant to symbolize a blazing sun because he's a Freemason. And he worships Lucifer. So the Freemasons don't necessarily consider Lucifer evil, and that's something to note. They're not the same as Satanists. They look at Lucifer as the light bearer, and they associate him with the sun, and all deities are manifestations of Lucifer. So it's best not to say, like, Alex Pereira is a Satanist. He's a Luciferian in a very occult conception of it. But at the end of the day, they're Hermetic Luciferians, and Alex Pereira is no exception to this. So he's not lying or being dishonest necessarily when he tells Yuri Parashka, we worship the same God.
Just so he knows, you know what I mean, the same God that blesses us is the one that protects us, and I pray Allah for him and for me to be well after this fight.
To Alex Pereira's mind, they do. Tayeris, they do not, right? He is deliberately being misleading, though, because that's a textbook tactic of Masons in any occult secret society. They even mislead their own members, hence why they have a degree system. I think it's pretty obvious that Alex Pereira is not only a Masonic plant being handled by Plinio Cruz, he himself is also a Freemason and therefore a Luciferian. I think we can put to rest any discussion about whether he is a Christian, Muslim, shaman, or whatnot, because at the end of the day, he worships Lucifer. If you enjoyed this video and you found it informative, smash a like on it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, because I'm the leading occult expert on MMA YouTube